Hello, everybody. Nice to see you in our Discord channel. Welcome to our AMA session. Today, I'm Alexandra Khanova, COO of MetaDAO Guild. Will provide an AMA session with our partner, COMEARTH. So, dear listeners, if you have any questions you want to ask, please leave them in our general chat here in Discord. You can do it in any time during a May session. And please stay with us till the end, because at the end we will answer your live questions from our general chat, and two winners whose question we will choose, or maybe three, as our guests decide. We'll receive prizes. These good prizes are NFT lands, which cost $200 each one. And also, we will answer previously asked questions you have left in our Gleam form. And 10 best questions will win prizes also from us, from MetaDAO Guild. There are MDGG tokens. And two winners will also receive this NFT lens from COMEARTH. Little disclaimer. All content on MetaDAO is informational, only for informational purposes, and does not consist any financial advice, any investment advice, or trading. Okay. So please welcome our guests today. This is Aditya Chava, the marketing lead of COMEARTH. Hi, Aditya.
Hi, Alexandra, and hey everyone. It's so good to be here today.
Nice.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction and setting up the context, Alexandra.
Thank you very much. Could you please introduce yourself, your team, and COMEARTH to the MetaDAO community? If possible, please show us a video intro or presentation so our listeners will better understand your idea and your project.
Yeah, sure, I'd love to. So before I begin, I'm Aditya Chawla, and I'm currently the marketing lead for COMEARTH. COMEARTH is a metaverse, and we have seen a lot of metaverse projects coming in this year. How this one is different is our purpose or our focus is going to be on e-commerce in Web3, and we aim to become kind of a mix of social media and Amazon in the Web3 space. So COMEARTH as a metaverse will focus on smooth transactions, lead generation forms, and a lot of other features that would help brands onboard and come into this space, because we have seen that brands are the ones who have shown the most interest in the metaverse and the virtual real estate space. So with that, I currently lead, as I said, the marketing, and in that community engagement, social media, and a lot of the other aspects are handled by the team. The team currently of the entire project is more than 60 people strong, and we're backed by more than 15 investors, including co-founders of Polygon, both the co-founder, CEO, and COO, and some investors from Coinbase and all of that. That's pretty interesting. I can quickly share my screen if you guys would like, give you a quick walkthrough of the metaverse landscape and what we are building.
Please.
Can you see my screen?
A minute. Oh, yes. I can see.
COMEARTH as a metaverse is backed by NFTically. NFTically is a seasoned platform as a service and NFT marketplace provider. So if any brands or independent creator wants to have like a white label solution, just like Shopify, they can open their NFT stores via NFTically. Now, as a natural extension to being a marketplace provider and a transaction builder on Web3, we have decided to enter the metaverse space via COMEARTH, which is going to focus on a lot of events, product launches, and product displays, 3D features for people to explore. A lot of the people, if you're not aware, Web 1, there has been a very strong transition from Web 1 to Web 3 now, wherein initially it was always one directional, wherein you were either reading text or information from web pages, and then currently we are in the Web 2 stage where there is some social interaction, but mostly in a centralized manner. For example, if you create content on Instagram, Instagram earns from ad revenues and whatnot, but the creators don't really get a lot of share in the pie. Web3 is going to be a decentralized, trustless, permissionless system which will be governed by NFTs and DAOs. And we are still in the building, so we don't know what is yet to come. But this would be backed by technology like VR and AR glasses. And that is where we intend to build. I have shifted my career from Web 2 to Web 3 full time now. And a lot of the listeners and the audience today, I'm sure, is interested in that is why we are all here. Um, and we have seen like the scale of e-commerce is going to increase more and more reduced middlemen, so more decentralized system. However, we feel like there is still going to be a presence of a semi-centralized due to efficiencies related to complete decentralization. And in terms of Web3 e-commerce, this is going to be more than a 50 trillion dollar economy, and Metaverse is going to play a big part in that. So there is a lot of news about, we've seen, as I said, retail brands are the ones who have shown the most interest. So be it McDonald's, Nike, Adidas, Disney, Coca-Cola, all of these big brands in one way or the other, either they are launching their own metaverse or building 3D assets and immersive experiences on other metaverses. We have heard news about Sandbox, Decentraland, Roblox, and so many more. With that, like because we saw that the biggest interest was from brands, we thought why not create a metaverse which is focused and dedicated to both brands and their consumers, so that brands can have a loyal um, customer base, so and they can engage them in a personalized manner. Um, with that, we also wanted the retail investors to be a part of this economy, and they will have the option to either rent the land or use it for advertisements. And we have like a full 5-year, 10-year vision, wherein the land parcels will be spread across 8 continents on the planet, and they will be released or launched to the public in different phases. And the purpose, as I said, is for brands to create a memorable experience and for customers to discover favorite products, events, and experiences all in one place. One thing that we are very proud of is that we have a very strong team of investors. And as I said, if you can see, we have more than 16 names on this page alone. These are both backed by good brands, and they have a very strong portfolio and a success history in the past with startups. These global investors, 16 there and 8 more here, so we have 24 investors in total. They belong to Web3 industry or entertainment industry. Some of them are actors or artists or entrepreneurs. And then we have partnered with a lot of organizations in the Web3 space, starting with Polygon, Spartan Group. Spartan is a venture capitalist firm. We have blockchain founders, Block Rocket, Blockchain Council. These are all for education, either education partners or marketing partners for the product. And if I talk about the team very briefly, the team has a vast experience. For example, if I talk about my founder and CEO, Toshendra, he has 12 years of experience and he was in Forbes Asia 30 Under 30 for building different platforms in Web3 alone. So he has worked in cybersecurity, blockchain accreditation and education, and now he's working on Web3 e-commerce. Um, and these are all the team leads, and then we have more than 50 to 60 strong and experienced members in our team. Some of the brands that have confirmed their presence on Commerce are listed here. So we have Epigami, Zixel, Milka Singh, Bollycoin, and a lot of the other big names have confirmed but not listed here. A lot of these companies are openly public companies, so they are traded and they have that kind of a turnover and presence as well. We are also in talks with CAT and Blockchain Council and a lot of other brands um, who are gonna confirm very, very soon. Um, right, if I talk about the comparison between other metaverses, um, the biggest or the first factor that we believe is the UI, the interface, because Decentraland has kind of a game kind of feel. It's very low poly and with primary colors, brands do not feel like they fit in. It's not very professional for them. Similarly, Sandbox is a completely different use case altogether. It's focused for gaming experiences. Roblox also has a boxy feel. We believe that we are working on a more realistic and premium product, and so is Meta. We have seen some trailers that Meta is building. So these two platforms we believe are ideal or are seeking most interest from brands. All of these, most of these platforms are decentralized. The other factor or the upper hand where Commerce has over Meta is the commission fees. We are going to charge 5% and half of it, so 2.5% is always going to go back to the community and the landowners for being engaged on the platform. Whereas on the higher side, if I see Meta is proposing to charge us as much as 47%, and that's really high, even worse than what Amazon charges in today's time, say 20 to 30%. Um, we are keeping the lowest entry to barrier. All you need crypto is for buying land. After that, after you own the land, you can choose to either trade in NFTs or just display products and offer experiences. That is up to the landowner. And quickly going through some of the features, we are going to have gasless minting, KYC enablement, which is optional. The landowners will get their own analytics. There will be fiat on-ramp support. Multi-users can authorize and be the admins of the NFT. We're going to keep it very easy to launch with DIY tools, with templates, ready-made templates that brands can use on their land parcels. And some interesting features if I talk about, because this is focused on e-commerce and a lot of 3D products would want to be on display. The brands can convert their 2D images to 3D by clicking multiple images from different angles, and it will automatically create the 3D object for the same. There are going to be lead generation forms for high ticket items which are not sold on the go online, but you can request a demo or a sales call specifically. Uh, Yeah, so this is around the market size, wherein we're saying that the e-commerce globally by 2030 is going to be a 16 trillion market. There are going to be more than a billion users, and this is what we are building towards. Alone, metaverse economy is going to be somewhere between 1 to 13 trillion dollars, which is huge. And these are predictions by Citibank and many other reputed firms. If I talk about if people are interested in the revenue flow, how it works, as I said, there is going to be 5% royalty on secondary sale. There is going to be commission on all transactions. If a sale happens on the platform on our metaverse, 5% the brands will have to pay. Um, there is going to be fixed fee for leads generated and 5% on the App Store revenue. So this is what we get out of this. Half of it is going to be given as rewards and incentives to landowners, to users, to any stakeholder whatsoever. And then half of it is going to go back to NFTically for maintaining salaries and platform and the tech and everything for future growth as well. The incentives for landowners are for everything that they do on the platform, any engagement whatsoever. Based on tenure as well, for longer holdings, you get more rewards. You get rewards for interaction, for attending events, for buying future tokens, for um, ownership, depending on how much land you own, for setting up helping us build the constitution for the metaverse, for the commerce, referral rewards. All of these are going to be offered to the community. Brands can specifically do. They can drive their business metrics, increase the awareness, engage an audience at a larger scale. Uh, Metaverse being a buzzword, it can definitely help you in branding and marketing and showing that you are new age and up to date. You can create out of the world experiences for your consumers using VR and AR technology. And you can also some of the brands are also looking at it as an investment. So what they're doing is they're buying parcels in bulk, hoping that it would increase in value in the future. Um, I can talk about more specifics of the project. So we are building one planet, right? Example, yeah.
Okay. You can tell, but we should leave some time for questions also. Okay, just please tell us. It is interesting, I think, also about land. Sorry.
Let people
Uh,
ask their
uh,
questions.
okay. Just no. I want to start from my questions, from prepared
Mhm.
questions, if you don't mind, and then after we will go to the questions from our community, which were asked in Gleam form before,
Mhm.
and after in the third part we'll answer questions. I don't mind you show your presentation. It is also okay. Thank you very much. Very informational and very interesting, as I think, because mostly games are coming to us for AMA sessions, and you are the first Metaverse project, the Metaverse Commerce project, which is not like a game, but like a shop. So I want to ask you first short question is where your name COMEARTH come from? What does it mean?
Oh, sure. It's actually a very simple wordplay combining two words, commerce and earth. Because we are building a planet in the metaverse, we derived some uh, uh, reference from our planet Earth. So combining commerce and earth, we created Com Earth. And if you think
Mhm.
about it, commerce in the end also sounds like commerce. So that's the wordplay.
I think it was a good idea. I do like your name. Okay,
Thank you so
so
much.
can you list three killer features of your project?
Mhm.
Usual question. What makes you ahead of competitors you listed before? What are the competitive advantages you feel most confident about?
Sure. So, first of all, as I said, our aim is to provide brands and users a curated e-commerce experience. So that is where our design focus is. Now, with that design focus in mind, first thing we are going to work on is the user experience and the user interface. It should not feel like very what do you say, like very primary pop colors, something that is not professional, or say boxy designs or voxels. We're going to work with realistic designs and beautiful textures. That is the first feature. The second feature is that we're going to have sales and lead generation channels so that we can facilitate a smooth business transaction. Now, what say if a car company even wants to enter the metaverse, there should not be a barrier. Uh, they can still offer a demo or a sales call if required for high ticket items like a car. The third feature is going to be live streaming, and we're talking to a lot of streaming companies, education institutions, colleges, schools who want to start academies in the metaverse. And this is one feature that they really like. That in an amphitheater or a movie hall or a place like that, multiple users can come together, engage with each other, watch a pre-recorded content or a live content on a big screen in front of them. For example, this AMA could be happening in the metaverse on a big screen with the presentation and with our videos, something about a Loom kind of an environment. And all the users in the audience could be avatars sitting there in the theater.
Sounds very promising. Can you shortly please summarize your roadmap? What is your
Mhm.
plans for future, nearest future, and after?
Yeah, sure. So we recently announced this project live to the public on 9th of June. We did a global press release and marketing with our partners. And after that, I think the next milestone is going to be to launch a beta product in October or November this year. So Q4 of this year, we're going to launch a beta product which users can test. Um, Brands will be able to start building there, and users can come in and see what we are building. Because it will be still in a beta stage. We would be very open to feedback. We will listen to what the customers want, and with that, which is why we are going with a very focused 5-year vision and a 10-year vision, because we want to, instead of building something in a hurry, we want to build the right product by listening to the audience. That is going to be next feature, and then we're going to introduce a 2D to 3D converter, and offer fiat payments, Web2 integration, so that there is no regulatory barrier for brands, and they feel comfortable working in the metaverse.
Mhm. Uh, when you did start the development of covers?
So if I talk about the tech layer and the transaction layer, the smart contract building and the technical layer building, the testing, auditing, everything started in 2021, June of 2021. And
Mm-hmm.
then we decided to enter Metaverse and add an experience layer and a commerce layer on top of it, which we have been working on since March of 2022.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next questions will be, what experience does the team has in the blockchain field? You mentioned that you have over than 60 people, right?
Mhm. Yes. The 60 people, most of them are uh, very well versed with the NFT space. They are either NFT artists or collectors or just enthusiasts in the Web3 space. Me, myself, I am an NFT artist for 2 years now, and a lot of the people in the marketing team, in fact, are, so that we understand the collectors' mindset and overall the Web3 space. But these 60 people, they are led by our founder and CEO. He is a very seasoned entrepreneur in the blockchain industry. He has built 3 companies successfully over the past 12 years, and this is his third venture basically. And the past 2 companies, one of them was in cybersecurity and blockchain, and the second one is Blockchain Council, which is the world's #1 blockchain accreditation academy right now, blockchain
Great.
certification company.
Oh, sounds great. Concerning your lands and your NFTs, what's most expensive land available? You started to show, but I interrupted you. You can, if you want, you can show it once again.
Yes, that will be, I think, the easiest. Can you see my screen now?
Mm, I think so. Wait a minute. Yes, I can see it. I think everybody can.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so as I said, uh, before I get into the pricing, right, let me explain the landnomics a little more. So we have one planet, and on top of that, we're going to have eight continents. So these are similar looking to Earth, but because of copyright and we don't want to get into legal issues later, we have seen some other people that selling Earth, cities on Earth directly. I don't think there are going to be issues with that, but we wanted to be wary and stay away from that. So we designed our 8 continents ourselves. There are going to be 6 different land sizes on these continents. starting from the smallest, which is smallest size, which is 1 by 1, and the biggest, which is the 32 by 32 block. The 1 by 1, if you talk about physical space, it is a 30 meter by 30 meter plot, say quite bigger than a 3 BHK or a 4 BHK apartment. So still a very big space to open like a small shop or a gallery or a lounge. Then we have 2 by 2, 4 by 4. Biggest is 32 by 32. It's an entire estate, bigger than the Vatican City itself in scale. So this is reserved, the biggest plot is reserved for the large corporations and enterprises who want to enter, which is why the price is also kept accordingly. But the barrier, the entry is at $200, which would be suitable for most independent investors. The lowest price is $200. The highest is $180,000.
Oh, okay. So if somebody is interested, can he buy this lands for now, or is it not possible?
Yes, we have our public sale going on, and we are in fact offering 10% discount for our first phase of sale stage. So users can go to commerth.world, COMEARTH.WORLD, commerth.world, and reserve their land passes.
Mhm. So I think if anybody is interested, they can visit your website and find more information. Am I right?
Yes, definitely.
Ah,
In fact,
okay.
just one more thing here. So if people are interested in buying, they can either buy in ETH or Matic on the Polygon chain. So either they can buy on Ethereum chain using ETH, or they can buy on Polygon chain using Matic. And we also have the option to buy in USDT if you believe in stable funds.
Do you plan on expanding the project by collaboration with any KOLs, any influencers with your for promotion?
Yeah, so as I said, we recently did our global announcement and press release on 9th of June. And the next phase of marketing is going to be collaborating with a lot of marketing agencies, KOLs, influencers. That is in the pipeline. However, before we do that, our primary focus right now is on building the perfect user interface. And once we
Mm-hmm.
have something to demo, we will start promoting using influencers and build a strong community around the project.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much. Do you plan establish a DAO in commerce?
DAO as a concept is in a nascent stage right now, and it still needs to evolve. And we are trying to understand and draw insights from other DAOs to see if they become mature enough or run large businesses in a decentralized manner. Um, After that, like once we have a clear picture out there and see a couple of successful case studies, then we shall certainly launch a DAO. Um, the decision on when or how much time it takes to create a resolute framework is yet to be answered, but it is definitely in the roadmap.
Okay, so one more question about lens. We were talking about your lens, and the question is, can we rent this lens as well, or what are we able to do if we buy this lens?
Sure. So basically, brands and owners, landowners, they can build experiences, um, trade, and do product launches, events, everything that I explained earlier. If they want to use the land, or they can hold it for investment. Um, for investors, we will allow the option to rent this as well. So people who want to do or create temporary experiences, say for a week or 2 weeks, they will be able to rent a specific land from the owners if they choose to do so. So either you can
Oh,
actively build on the metaverse, or you can passively rent it out
Oh, seems like not very good connection from your side. Oh, okay.
Is it better?
Yes, now better. Thank you. So maybe let's go further with questions from our community, also left before, collected
Mhm.
from the claim form. I will not ask all of them, just a few best, and not answer it before, because from your presentation you have answered, I think, most of questions. It was very uh, detailed. Thank you. The first question will be, what steps have been taken to make your project secure and reliable? Have you completed any audit? And are the smart contracts error-free? What are the test results?
Mhm. Yeah, sure. So we have done an auditing for our smart contracts on the transaction layer, which is analytically by Hacken, and they're all passed and approved by Hacken. If the users want, I can share the audit report at a later stage. However, for Commerce, because it is a much more complicated and a vast smart contract and transaction, we're still uh, building it, and like a complete audit would happen very soon on that.
Okay, so when will it be completed? When you plan it?
So once we do our beta launch, we will be waiting for a month after our beta to see if any modifications are needed, and then so maybe 3 months from now, 2 to 3 months.
Okay, 3 months. Okay. Uh, which large brands? Okay, you already answered. Which large brands you have entered into partnerships? Yes, it was already answered, as I think. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, you
To
show.
reiterate, I can say there is a CI, Atigamia, um, and Polygon, Blockchain Council, Mafatlal, Polycoin. A lot of brands have confirmed their presence already. We also have a few uh, hospitals and healthcare institutions interested who want to build education and awareness centers on commerce.
Mhm. Okay. One more question. Since COMEARTH is not free, so if I plan to have my fashion brand store on COMEARTH, I would like to know what is the USP of COMEARTH. What that no one e-commerce marketplace will be able to replicate. Do you
Mhm.
get the
So
question? Mhm.
yes, this is
Mhm.
specific to a fashion show.
Fashion shop, yes. If somebody wants to open a fashion shop, fashion brand store.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I would see if I can demo something
Mm-hmm.
to answer that question better. So we were experimenting with a few uniform stores and everything. This is nowhere close to the final experience, what I will show. But maybe this will help answer better. But in short, before I'm trying to load the gallery on my system. In the meantime, I can say that there are gonna be specific options to display the 3D products, any uniform or dress or any accessory that you want to wear or try out. The avatar could try it out, and the output of it would be in a more realistic manner. So the looks, user interface, features would be interesting, and then the users can come closer and they can rotate the 3D product, zoom in, zoom out, and see every detail of it, depending on the product that is uploaded.
No question? Don't you mind?
Sorry, what?
Uh, okay. Do you hear me? Do you hear me well?
I can hear you now. I lost
Okay,
you for
thank
a
you.
second there.
Uh-huh. One more question. E-commerce is growing industry in the world. You will be first to do it on Web3 in Metaverse. What will be your steps to achieve permanence here?
Mhm. So it's a very interesting question. Permanence actually in the metaverse space is a big question because if I draw a parallel between social media platforms, there was Orkut and there were so many email platforms, there were so many other social media platforms that actually could not sustain permanently, but they did leave a mark and their own users. In the end, um, it is always going to be where the brands and users are. That platform is going to stay for the longest. Um, a few platforms like Meta, they have a head start because they already have a very strong, like in billions user base. But that is what we are trying to achieve. We are trying to achieve an ecosystem where users want to come back because of the experience that they get.
Okay.
So, if you talk about it, we'll build a strong community around it. We have already offered rewards to our users. Once we have our product ready, we will focus on onboarding the perfect users for the platform.
Mhm. Do you plan events for the project community in the future? How do you plan to develop in the during bear market? Very, very good question for every project now.
Yeah, actually, bear market is best for startups and platforms like us because there is no rush to sell out. There is no sense of urgency, so people do not stick to cheap tricks to sell their project immediately. And because we have a strong funding available, we can sustain without any revenue for the next 2 to 3 years even. So even if the bear market goes on for 2 years, we will be there building this product no matter what it takes because we have the funding, we are secured by the investors and the team.
One more question. As a commerce in the metaverse, how does commerce strategy making partnerships with popular brand to attract non-crypto user?
Mhm. So the biggest channel for us is our sales team. We have a sales team of 12 people uh, spread globally, and we have our own lead generation methods. So we have all of these 12 people going out there talking to brands, their marketing heads. That is what we have seen to work the best, that we talk to people who understand the metaverse scape and have the capability to make decisions uh, which are forward looking and new age. So that is what we are doing. We talk to the marketing heads for most brands and explain them the concept of metaverse and how we help them on the way onboarding them onto Web3. So it's completely easy and there is no barrier for Web2 friendly brands. For this matter itself, we limited the use of crypto to only land usage. After that, it is optional for brands to use either fiat or crypto.
So you think that after brands come, usual users that are not familiar with Web3, they will come also after brands come?
Mhm. If I talk about, yeah, once the brands are there, see, it's a chicken egg problem, right? When users come
Mm-hmm.
first or the brands come first, we
Mm-hmm.
find it more beneficial to start building with the brands first and brands because they have shown a lot of interest already. Without having a product ready for users, I don't think it's ideal for us to onboard users right now. But if I talk about friendliness to onboard the platform, we will allow social logins as well. So people will be able to log in through their social wallets, for example, say through Gmail and email. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so all those login options will be there and a temporary wallet will be created for guest users.
Okay, so this will make their easier way to come to Web3 and make
Mhm.
it more more understandable for non-crypto users as I got. Okay,
Exactly.
thank you very much. Very important question. One more question. So what I don't understand is what's the connection between land and e-commerce Web3 node? Web 3.0. And why should we use e-commerce on Metaverse?
I'll start with the question, the simpler question as to what is the connection between land. So
Mm-hmm.
it's similar to owning a space where you can host whatever you want. You can host your guests, customers, experiences, products, everything. So you need a physical or a space in the virtual world where you can do that. And the representation of that is a land NFT. The NFT entitles you the admin rights to change the look and feel of a particular area on a virtual world. So that is the connection between land, NFT, and e-commerce. Why you should do e-commerce in the metaverse is a question to be asked in a very early stage. Uh, it's like asking why should we build virtual reality, right? So because someone had the idea to have experiences in the virtual world through VR glasses and AR glasses, that is what we are building towards. We believe that through haptic feedback and so many other technological advancements, a lot of the experiences that are not possible in the physical world will be possible in the virtual world. That is what we are banking upon, and we will see that in the years to come.
Okay. And the last question from Cleanform I will ask is, what do you think in the state of Bitcoin right now? Will it affect the development of your project?
Um, I would not comment on the financial volatility of the crypto market because that is something that we do not deal into. Our product is, although in the Web3, is still a software as a service. Basically, we are a tech company, so you can choose to use our services by buying the land as an NFT. Now, how is it going to affect our project? Not really, because most of the investments that we have raised is in fiat, in dollars, right? So that is quite stable, and I don't think that is going to be any concern for us if Bitcoin goes up or down.
Okay, very good. I think it is very good for your project. And as I can summarize by myself, your project does not very, how to say, it is not very big connection between Bitcoin price and your project development as you think. It is most connected to the metaverse development. Okay. Thank you very much. And I want us to go to our general chat. Please find in Discord general chat where will be questions. It is in MetaDAO Great Hall, the general chat, and there will be questions from our community. Yeah, I think it's the end. Everybody, now please ask your question. If you want any, yes, I see. Hi, hey. So please put on your questions, and I will ask our guests to answer. And best questions will get prizes from our partner, COMEARTH. There are two NFT lens, which cost is $200, please. So put on your question, and we will answer on that. So let's give, I think we will give a minute to give possibility to post questions.
Yeah.
If you see some interesting question, you can already answer.
Yeah, sure. I'll wait for 30 seconds to see if more questions are there, and then I can answer the remaining ones.
Mm-hmm. Do you see questions in the general chat?
I can.
Okay.
I can.
Mm. Hey, Aditya, are you ready to answer something?
Yes, I'm starting to answer some of the questions.
Okay. Somebody is still you can answer if you want. You can answer by voice. Not you are not necessary to answer in text.
Okay. I mean, it'll be easier to track, I think, which question I'm answering. Maybe I can do both. I can write the answer there and also.
You can just choose a question and answer, and we will track it also.
Okay. So first question was around funding. Someone
Mhm.
asked how much funding is left, and publicly, what we have announced is that we have raised more than $2 million in funding from 24 investors globally, and around 25% of that has been used over the past 1 year, and around 1.5 million would be available. And if in future we are also gonna do another round of investment in December or January, so we will expect more investment to come in then. And on top of that, we have our revenues coming in from NFT and comments. The second question I would like to answer is when will be our pre-sale? If people are interested in sale, and I'll basically give an entire context around the sales stages, right? So we did our private round of sales by collaborating with these launch pads, for example, um, Payment and Polka Starter and communities, private communities and private rounds. So we sold some NFTs uh, in a private round of stages. And then we started our public sale on 9th of June. The link of that is in the chat. It's commerce.world. Um, it's not
Sorry,
allowing me to post the link. Yeah,
our bot doesn't allow you to post the link. Sorry.
no problem. So if users can go to commerce.world, uh, they can choose to reserve their lands even now. So a public sale currently going on has 10% of discount. Uh, so you can avail that.
Great. One more question or not, as you want?
Yeah.
If somebody wants to
Going
ask
through the
any question,
questions.
please ask.
I want to answer something that is not answered already.
Mhm.
So the most challenging thing of 2022, actually it's a mix of both. 2022 has seen a lot of pickup in terms of metaverse as a subject, with so many investments coming in and so many new projects coming in, so many ideas. It's very interesting to build a metaverse in the current phase. However, the challenge still remains that with a lot of broken hearts and a lot of investors being wary of crypto investments now because of the bear market, um, it is interesting to build in this year, but kind of tricky to convince people to still invest in Web3 projects, which is why, because of the volatility, we have kept our prices in dollars only, and the price of cryptocurrency changes accordingly, so that users are always secure about their investment. So if they invest $200, that remains $200 in the coming days, and it does not change so much. Once we close our primary rounds of sale, then in the secondary market, the prices are automatically decided by supply and demand, and the market can decide. So we will choose the timing as to when to start secondary trading and when to launch the next phase of land parcels, when to unlock new features. All of that will depend on market conditions. Uh, so I think that is the biggest challenge right now to uh, engage the Web3 community in a bear market and sell them the idea of an interesting product.
Mhm. So thank you very much. This is a very, very, I think, interesting project, not usual for our community. And thank you everybody for coming and listening to us. Thank you, Aditya, for your presentation, for your answering.
Mhm.
Uh, I
Thank you so
wish
much, Alexandra. It was an honor.
I wish everybody a good day, good evening, or good morning, depending on your time. And thank you, and have a nice day. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.